Midwest Picker on YouTube.
Hey, welcome to the Midwest Picker YouTube channel. My name is Dave. This is Joey. This is a what sold on eBay video. And in this video, it's very different. There's going to be 4 surprises that I'm super excited to share with you, and you're going to love it. But in this video, I'm going to tell you, of course, what I sourced, what sold, where I bought it, what I paid for it, what it sold for, how it shipped, and how long it took to sell. So some of these things are major duds, didn't get any profit, took 4 years to sell. You might want to avoid things like that. Other things sold quickly and for really good money. You might want to focus on those things. And it's kind of entertaining, kind of fun. And if you know anybody else that's a reseller, hit that share button down below and shoot it off to them. They might find it fun and entertaining too. First item up is this Masters of the Universe action figure called Evil Lyn. Ooh, Evil Lyn. It's kind of crappy. It's used. The joints don't hold up real well. I bought a whole bunch of these on Facebook Marketplace. Had some real home run winners in some of my old videos. This is the last one to sell. So it's taken, I don't know, like 4 years to sell. I took a best offer at $8, free shipping, because it's kind of crappy. I probably lost money on it. Cost of goods, I don't know, $2, $1, I can't remember. So this was a dud. You know, you think of the movie The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. This is an ugly. But other Masters of the Universe action figures, also called Motu, I'll put it up here, they can sell for really good money. The one I sold is junk, but surprise number 1, I'm going to show you what other people have sold Masters of the Universe action figures for, and you will not believe the value of these items. Wow, those prices are nuts. My mind is blown. That's crazy. I'd love to find those out in the wild. And they're out there. Flea markets, garage sales, estate sales, even thrift stores. You can find those. And that's just a small sample in the last 90 days of what people have sold. Imagine what else is out there. I could make a whole video just on that topic, but that would take over an hour. So let's get on to the next item. Next item is this silver bullion I sold on consignment from a friend of mine. I get 20%, he gets 80%. Kind of wish it was all mine, but it's not. Silver prices have gone crazy, and gold and silver sells like nuts. If you watch my shorts videos, you've seen the items I've been selling lately. Do you ever get that weird feeling that you're being watched? So I sold several silver bullion coins. So I'm just going to run through these really quick. The first one sold for $235. Boy, I wish that was mine. Next, $179. This one sold for $70. This one is a silver stamp, a Disney one, sold for $127. Those are great sales. I wish they were all mine. I have a lot of silver, a lot of coins. Don't want to sell them right now. I think I'm going to wait for the price of silver to hit $100 an ounce. There are corrections and sell-offs, and the price does make big dips and then goes right back up again. So maybe I'll sell a third of mine when it hits 100. I don't know. Put down in the comments, are you a silver stacker? Are you holding and waiting for that crazy $200 an ounce or something like that next year or this summer? I don't know what I'm going to do. I might sell a little bit, but definitely not all of it. Next up is this Ellen DeGeneres Love Cup. It's a coffee mug or coffee cup. I don't know. I sourced this a long time ago. I believe I sourced it from the Goodwill, and I don't know what I paid for it. $2, $3, $4. I don't know. These used to be really valuable, but the price has really cooled off. Sold for $15.95 free shipping. I was just happy to see it go. I kind of thought it would sell faster, and it did not. Super long tail, like 2 to 4 years. Next up, Fiesta ware saucers. I sourced a whole bunch of these, and I had to decide, am I going to sell this giant lot or am I going to sell them 2 at a time based on color? So I listed them 2 at a time based on color. I think that might have been a mistake. These sold for $8.95, buyer paid shipping. I believe my cost of goods was $1 a piece, and I got these from a Salvation Army. But These are cheap, but some Fiesta ware is super valuable. Surprise number two. Number two, what other people have sold Fiesta ware for in the last 90 days. Your mind will be blown. Check out these prices. Wow, that was really cool. I've never heard of that lady figurine. I didn't even know Fiesta ware had flower vases and big pots and big bowls. I just assumed it was plates. I didn't know that. But yeah, check out those prices. That is crazy. A lot of people like to source from thrift stores. I personally don't, but a lot of people donate Fiesta ware to thrift stores for whatever reason. But garage sales and flea markets too, you can find it out there. Estate sales especially. Next up is this weird board game I sourced. It's also called a deck building game. I got this from the Salvation Army. They had like 10 of them sealed in the package, and I didn't want to look greedy, so I only bought 4 of them. Cost of goods was $4, and now that I think about it, I should have bought them all. This is the last one sold. Sold for $29, free shipping, took about 3 years to sell. Kind of long tail, but now that I think about it, I probably should have bought them all. But new board games that are sealed, maybe not sealed, you'd be shocked what they sell for. I didn't think they had that much value. Surprise number 3, what other people have sold new board games for in the last 90 days. This one I sold for 29 bucks, but crazy valuable ones are out there. Check these out. Wow, those are crazy good prices. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for those. Even if they're not sealed, if they're still complete and you can figure out that they are complete, worth a ton of money. And like Commonwealth Picker says, even if they're not complete, you can part it out when in doubt. Next up are gold bullion half-gram coins that are slabbed and graded and sealed. I sold all of these on consignment. Check out these little beauties. This one I sold for $180, and the next one I sold for $180, and the next one I sold for $180, and yeah, you guessed it, you're pretty smart. I sold the 4th one for $180. The last one I sold for $208. So one customer bought the $208 coin, and one person bought 4 those $180 ones. Same person bought all 4. I barely got them to fit in a Priority Mail small box, a little bit of bubble wrap, lots of insurance. They were thrilled. Those buyers are pretty smart too, because the price of gold just goes up, up, up. Some people can only afford to buy a gram at a time or a half gram at a time. So those are in really high demand. A whole ounce of gold, it's kind of hard to sell because it's so expensive. $4,600 is the recording of this video, plus the insurance and the risk of being ripped off either as a buyer or a seller. So the small 1/10 ounce and 1 grams, those are very popular. Next up, I sold this vintage Honda manual from 1981. I love sourcing manuals, tractors, motorcycles, cars, boats, quad runners. I know you can get a lot of these PDFs for free and download them, but a lot of people like the physical original manuals. I sourced a whole bunch of these, I think 8 or 9 of these on Facebook Marketplace for $1 a piece. This one was in pretty poor condition. Sold for $19.95, buyer paid shipping. Doesn't matter that it's in poor condition, the inside is still very readable. Took about 6 months to sell. Next up is this lapel pin. I had it listed for $12.95. I took a best offer of $8, free shipping, just to get rid of it. If you watch my older videos, I sourced over 340 lapel pins at a flea market for about 10 or 11 cents a piece. Cost of goods very low, but they're very slow sellers and they're not worth a whole lot of money. Even if the cost of goods is low, they're super slow, long tail, so I don't recommend them unless you really want to do it. They don't take up much storage space. And some Disney lapel pins and others, vintage ones from the 80s, they can carry a premium.
Besides bingo, what else do you do for fun?
I like to pull the wings off of flies and watch Midwest Picker on YouTube.
That's disgusting.
After a few videos, you kind of get used to them.
Next up is what I call a silly sale. I bought these adapter plugs for the power cord for my laptop on Amazon, and I bought the wrong size. And I forgot to return them. They've just been kicking around in my office for months, and I thought, you know what? I'll just sell it on eBay. Maybe I'll create a repeat customer. So I put it on eBay for $8, took a best offer of $5, free shipping. I know what you're saying. I probably lost money. That's what I would call the ugly sale of the week. Okay, I changed my mind. This next one is the ugliest sale of the week. Vintage postcards. I don't know what I was thinking. I sourced 160 vintage postcards, and most of them just don't sell. Had it listed for $11.95, took a best offer of $5. You can mail these using the eBay standard envelope for like 72 cents as of the recording of this video. So shipping is super inexpensive, very long tail. Most are not worth that much. I believe my cost of goods is $1.25, sourced from a flea market, took about a year to sell. It's all about topic with postcards. I'd say this is like the dud of the month. Pretty embarrassing sale. But surprise number 4, the last surprise, some vintage postcards are so valuable. Some people are getting them graded and slabbed, and they're super valuable. Depending on the topic, sports seems to be huge. I never thought I'd see the day of certified graded postcards, but that day is here. Check out what other people have sold vintage postcards for just in the last 90 days. Man, those are crazy prices, and you really have to know what you're looking for. But if you can find those, man, you'll make a ton of money. Next up is model railroad building windows. It's a mouthful. I source thousands and thousands of pieces of model railroad building supplies for like $6. Cost of goods, I have no idea. Pennies, 4 cents, 5 cents, I have no idea. This guy bought 4 lots of 4. Huge profit. I source all this model railroad stuff from High Bid. I have 4 giant boxes of it. And with the bad weather and being really cold outside, I don't source that often. So I just go to my box and take pictures and clean it up and list it, and this stuff sells. This sold for $12.95. Buyer paid shipping. Took about 2 to 3 months to sell. Next up, I sold this 2-ounce silver bullion coin, $175. Shipping on top. This is another one of those consignment sales. Next up, I sold this soup tureen shaped like a big old head of cabbage. The hard part of this is the ladle is missing, and this is like a ceramic soup tureen. Ceramic is very fragile compared to glass and porcelain, so you really have to use a lot of bubble wrap and be very careful when shipping it. I took a best offer of $25, free shipping. This was on my eBay store for 4 years. This stuff does sell. The more unique, the better, and they will sell faster. Cost of goods was $6 from a Salvation Army years ago. Next up, my favorite thing to sell lately, spark plugs. If you don't know, if you haven't watched my videos or you're new to the channel, thank you for being here if you're brand new. I sourced thousands, 2,000 to 3,000 spark plugs from Facebook Marketplace for like $140. Cost of goods per box, 40 cents, I don't know, 50 cents. These are new old stock, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Very hard to find spark plugs. So the spark plugs I sold this week, this buyer, he bought 2 boxes for $40, paid shipping. Another buyer paid $12.95, shipping on top. Another buyer bought a box of spark plugs for $29.95, shipping on top. And this box sold for $44.95. Crazy. Took about 2 to 3 months to sell these. Some of them are only worth $12 a box. Some are worth $50 a box if they're racing spark plugs or high temperature spark plugs. I've only listed about a third of what I have, and I've got a lot more to list. I sell about 5 boxes a week, so it's been very successful for me. Next up is the Starrett Tools price list from 1994. It's kind of a catalog, kind of not. I sourced a whole bunch, I think a dozen Starrett tool catalogs going all the way back to 1924 from Facebook Marketplace for about $4 a piece. They've been selling like crazy. I only have a couple left. I think I sourced these about 6-7 months ago. This one I took a best offer of $8. Buyer paid shipping. Super lightweight. Just put it in a padded mailer. They're easy to ship and they're super popular. So Snap-on tool catalogs, Starrett tool catalogs. People are nostalgic and they just like them. Of course, the older the better. Condition is everything. So that's the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it educational, entertaining, a little bit funny, who knows. Joey, he doesn't say too much, but he likes to participate in these videos. If you know anybody that's a reseller, hit that share button, send it off to them. If you know anybody that finds this entertaining, or if you have any enemies and you want to send them a really crappy video, hit that share button and send it to them too. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit that bell icon. The next time I go live or upload a video, you get a notification. I did for my birthday get a whole box full of crazy food from my daughter. So I'll be going live and I'll be taste testing these crazy foods. I did that in the past. It seemed to be pretty popular. I'm going to try it again. Till next time, see ya.